Hi everyone, my name is Pamela Nuri, Head of Expedition Operations at Noble Caledonia, and we're here with us today on our Captain's Chat, Captain Jose Fonseca, all the way over from the island Skye, which is currently in Sweden. Are you?
Yes, we are.
And everything going well there on board?
Yes, everything is fine so far.
Good. Well, thanks so much for giving us some of your busy day to do a little interview for our guests. And Captain Jose Fonseca is from Panama. I know Panama is a big contributor to the sailing community, officers and captains. A lot of wonderful captains come out of that lovely country. And a lot of them, I understand, end up doing Panama Canal. So tell us a little bit about your path to becoming a captain, maybe up until now, and looking forward as well. And are you going to be a canal captain one day, or what do you think?
Well, everybody's dream in Panama is to be pilot in the Panama Canal, of course. It's a very well-paid job, and it gives you a lot of benefits. And you are close to home, of course. You can go home every day. But this is not what I'm aiming for. I like expedition ships. I like what we are doing. I like what I'm doing on board. So I don't see myself going to the Panama Canal. Well,
I
at
can
least not for
definitely see. Yeah, I can definitely see the appeal of getting that work-life balance right by having a sort of a home job like that. But we're very glad that we have you out on our fleets exploring the globe all year round. So do you have one itinerary or one area that you prefer to all the others? If you were to say, okay, Captain Jose, there's going to be very fixed routing, where do you want to base yourself for the whole year or every season?
Okay, that's a very difficult question because there is a lot of areas that I like, but if I have to pick one, I will say the Indian Ocean. I really love that area. The Seychelles, Sri Lanka, India, it's very nice. And you know, I coming from a warm country and I like warm areas as well.
Well, I'm obviously glad you chose the Indian Ocean as one of your favorites, and it's indeed one of my favorites as well. Apart from the temperature, is it also because of the places you can go to ashore every day, or what do you think draws you to that area?
Yeah, it's actually a very beautiful area, and there is not so many ships roaming around there. So it's quite exclusive. And when you go for snorkeling, it's amazing, the wildlife that you can encounter there. So that's one of the reasons.
Yeah, you're so right. Actually, it is all to ourselves when we go there, which is so nice. So I wanted to ask you a little bit about how you keep the ship so harmonious. People are on board for a long time. Some crew can do 9-month contracts in small quarters. And always we found on the Skye ships, it's a very happy environment. And how do you feel that you keep that harmony going on such long contracts with the same people amongst the crew?
Well, to be honest, it's very important for me to be in contact with the crew, to talk to the crew from the very top to the bottom. So I talk to everybody on board. I listen to them. When I walk around, I see how can I improve the standard of living when they are here on board and so on. So everybody feels like from the bosses all the way, we all care. So that's the way we keep everybody happy. And yeah, this is a happy ship.
It is. And if you don't mind me saying, of the few conflicts that I've known to exist on board over the years, and we're lucky, I would say very, very few, I've always admired you in particular of how you've been able to deal with those conflicts on a very, I want to say, human to human basis. So in this day and age, without, keel hauling and those sorts of things, what's your sort of belief in dealing with conflicts that could arise on board?
Well, first of all, when the conflict is in between two departments or two different persons, you have to sit down with them and and let them talk. This is very important. Sometimes they don't know, they cannot find a way how to talk to each other. So you have to be the middleman. And 99% of the time, after people talk, then we always find a consensus. So it's not that difficult, but yeah, you have to be the middleman and then let people talk.
Yeah, but you say it's not difficult, but I must say I really do admire how you guys keep the harmony on board, because you have a lot of different cultures in close quarters for a long time, and it really is wonderful. And you can tell it's not something you can bake it, that it's a happy, harmonious ship. It really is like that. So I wanted to talk a little bit about itinerary planning, and we do have a navigation officer, obviously, that works under you. But we, for example, might at this time at Noble be planning our itineraries 2 years out. And I mean, just today, for example, I was looking at an Antarctic itinerary, and we said we wanted to visit this station, and we wanted to catch these animals at this island, and so on and so forth. Not catch, but see. So we would now we would sort of come up with this like wonderful idea. This is the itinerary we want to do. And ultimately, that itinerary will, the next stage, get sent to you on the ship for you and the navigation officer to work it off. And you ultimately have to sign off on it. And then again, just before the cruise, we might go through the whole itinerary again. And then before each passage, you know, you would be going through this particular passage individually with the officers on the bridge. But then at that time, things could happen. It could be, oh, well, it's spring low tide, and actually we don't really want to go through that channel on a spring low tide. Or, oh, look, there's new fish farms that have been, you know, developed in this area in Scotland or Norway or whatever. So tell us a bit about that whole process that starts sort of up to 2 years ahead of the voyage, and then down to the actual moment when you're doing that leg, and now you plan this A to B leg, you know, sort of a dozen times, and then it's not actually always how we planned it.
Yes, well, first of all, I received an email saying showing the new itinerary. Then, as you say, I pass it to the navigation officer, and we both sit down and start looking in our electronic charts and make sure the distances and the timings are correct. After we go through the distances, the timings, we also check if the areas are suitable for this ship, because some areas can be quite tight, as you say, can be very strong currents and things like that. So we have to evaluate all this scenario. And after we go through all of that, we get the pilot books and we collect all the information, and we make sure that we can make it and it's safe. Then we approve the itinerary. And when the time came close and we have the expedition leader on board as you, when you come on board, then we discuss it each other. We realize if the timings, we keep the timings, we change it or no, we change a little bit the location for make it easier for the passengers, maybe shorter ride of the Zodiac or a better anchorage or so on. And then I discuss that with our officers so everybody's in the same page and know what to expect. So it's quite a process, and everything is focused on the safety of the passengers, the crew, and the ship, of course.
It's, I wonder how much people know goes into the planning of each passage and each voyage, as you say, you know, bringing out the pilot books and, you know, looking for all those kinds of things, and things change so fast. And we don't have pilots, local pilots on board with us for most areas of the world. Of course, it is nice in some of the areas where you're obliged to have pilots, but it must certainly keep you on your toes. The way things evolve and the way our ships really keep moving. We just keep going from place to place to place. It's not as though we have this regular beat. We're always going to new places. It must really keep you on your toes.
This is what it makes this job very interesting, to be honest. This is why I'm not changing this for the Panama Canal, because it's always a challenge. It's always something to look forward. There is always a new place, and every year I go at least to 7 or 10 different new places. And when I feel like there is no more new places, then there is always somewhere else to go. So
Yeah.
it's actually quite nice. But in the same time, it made it a little bit interesting, difficult sometimes. But this is what this is what it's about
Yeah.
expeditions.
Yeah.
So it's very nice, and I'm always looking forward for every expedition that we are doing.
And let's say we threw a spanner in the works, as happens. Maybe it's like, oh, there's a whale. Can we go closer? Or maybe even it was a mayday call from a small passing yacht or something like that. Or maybe it was like, hey, we've got time in the bag. There's a new little island with a bird colony on it. Can we do a close pass by that cliff? How easy is that for you to quickly do this whole process, looking at the charts, looking at the pilot books, trusting, that the chart is true? Because very often we're in places that there's no previous tracks from our vessel or any of the other vessels we're connected to.
Yeah, well, this is what we do. We've been doing this for many years, and when it becomes to places that we don't know, it's better not to get too close to those areas, of course. But when we have time in our pocket, we see some wildlife, some whales, some orcas, of course, for the benefits of the passenger, and it's also fun for us. We always stop, we enjoy, and then the bridge team always have to talk about it and make sure that everybody from the second officer, the chief officer, and myself, we all realize that it's safe to do it, and we keep our distance, of course, always to the whales, and we do it in the safest ways possible for the ship and also for the animal, of course.
That was a textbook answer, I have to say. Well, thank you so much for your time. I must say we're really lucky to have captains like you with that sort of attitude, because it is sometimes feels like a big ask to do these little diversions or opportunistic add-ons, and you certainly can't take for granted that those things are always possible or received in a friendly way, and it certainly is the case with you. So thank you so much for your time. It's been great to chat and see you, and I'll wish you the best of luck on the rest of your itinerary.
Thank you very much, Pam. It's always nice to talk to you.
All right, take care. Bye.
Thank you.